Hi folks, it's 30th December, 2 more days before 2012. I'm just going to make a video here, what we captured on the 28th, 2 days ago, with a massive spraying of the Qf64. A lot of attention's been focused on the 64 because of its very unbelievable trail that it has, unlike anyone else. What I'm going to show you is we captured 3 of our famous sprayers within hours of each other. Firstly was the Singapore 298, SIA 298, which had a smaller trail. An hour later was the massive trail by the Qf64. Then an hour later we had the filthy dirty slime from New Zealand, Air New Zealand ANZ 175, which again was a smaller trail. So in between 2 smaller trails we had the massive Qf64, eerie, creepy, crawly, long, snaky, weirdo trail that we never see anywhere else. So, alright contrail leaders, before you even jump to the first one was 36,000 feet, Qf64 39,000 feet, and the third one back to 36,000 feet. Don't even try to make a point of that. At 36,000 feet and 39, it's virtually the same, idiots. You know, and we've actually caught the Qf64 spraying the same sort of trails well below 35,000 feet before. So don't try to use it, because you just make yourselves look more stupid than you are. So if that's the best thing you come up, that because it's 36 compared to 39 that we have a smaller trail to a massive trail, well, give up, because it's pathetic. Maybe you idiots might realise that geoengineering is going on. You can't deny that. Here's a question for you idiots. Maybe you want to take a trip to China and see how many chemtrails you see over China. You won't see many at all. You probably see none, because they don't do the spraying over China. This is all a Western operation, NATO countries. So what, do they make different planes in bloody China, you idiots? You know, get a life. Get a life, you idiots. So what I'm going to show again, I'm going to show you the 3 clips I made. I'll put them all together, and it just shows that Qf64 is massively spraying on us. You know, it's no doubt about it. Even the other 2, you might say, you might argue that they're contrails, but bullshit contrails. We know anything that comes out of these planes is a chemtrail. You know, it's funny because these are the only flights that we see doing this, and no other flights are doing it around Melbourne. So there for you to see the 64, how it massively sprays over Melbourne. And why does it do it? Why is the trail massively bigger than the other 2? I give it this 3,000 feet difference, but that will never account for the difference in these trails. Never. It's Wednesday, 28th of December, clear blue skies, unbelievably. Here comes the Singapore Airlines 298, a noted massive sprayer. It's going virtually straight at Melbourne on a clear blue sky. I don't think that could keep going. It has to turn soon. Anyway, well, what, 36,000 feet? Surely not over the top of Melbourne. Yeah, it does a bit of a turn to go a bit more north, but we'll check it out right now. Yes, on a clear sky, completely clear, here comes the 298. We didn't think it'd spray because the 63 hasn't come to Melbourne. Anyway, it's making up for it. SIA 298. Always does its job, always sprays wherever it goes, either Melbourne or Sydney. It mixes them up, Sydney or Melbourne. Look at that beautiful spray there. Singapore Airlines, you wonderful piece of shit. Got no shame. Not a cloud in the sky today. Just gotta put its shit. Can't help itself, can it? You're told to do it. Idiots are going to say it's a contrail, but you can shove your contrails up your clacker because it's not a contrail. Pours out like that, it's It's a fairly warm day, mid-20s. It lingers on. See, we don't see, we're talking about nanoparticles, the stuff they're putting in, virtually invisible. They're up to anything. It's just unimaginable what these bastards are doing to us. Just because it goes away to nothing, it looks like nothing to the naked eye or to the camera, but who knows what it is, how much is there, how minute these particles are. And there's a 298 goes across over Sunbury, poor people in Sunbury copping it again. Anyway, that'll do. Thank you, Singapore Airlines, for dumping your shit over us today. Oh, you gotta love it. Look how it comes in and all of a sudden it bends to avoid going straight over the top of Melbourne, which it doesn't want to do on a clear day. Too many people walking the streets in the city, don't want to make it obvious. But when it gets just above north of Melbourne, see how it straightens up on its way to in a more northerly direction, on its way to Singapore. Amazing about that, isn't it? Singapore 298, SIA 298 sprays on 28th of December on a clear blue sky. It's still Wednesday 28th of December and here comes the Qf64 straight at us. 39,000 feet, clear blue sky. It'll be a small trail. There's no way known it's going to do its long trail. Clear sky to be too obvious. We'll check it out soon. Well, I was wrong. 64, big spray. Here it comes from Geelong. It's way away. There it is. It is one of the long, massive sprays on an absolutely cloudless sky. 64 has no shame. I'll just switch it off because I wanted to get closer, but there it is coming from Geelong. It is massive. Okay, it's coming much closer now. Look at that. All the way back. I mean, how many times have I filmed this bastard with its long, freaky, bloody trail? I never thought it'd do it on a clear sky, but they don't give a shit anymore. Melbourne isn't the biggest sprayed city going around. Oh, it's beauty. It's a beauty. Oh, when I say beauty, it's sickening, but there it is, that eerie stuff again. Only the 64 does it. Only the 64 does it. The trolls have come up with some bullshit name for it. CS Crow instability or some bull crap. It's laughable. It's the only flight that does it. Look at that. It's got the fibres in it. Look at that. It's creepy. Massive. All the way. You piece of filth, Qantas. How do you sleep at night, pilot, knowing that you're doing this to your own human race? Where are your kids? Well, it doesn't bother you. It doesn't bother you that they're going to breathe this shit in or get this bloody crap in there. Look at it. What is it? Don't give me this fucking water vapour shit, you trolls. That's not water vapour. Look at it. Let's see how far it goes. All the way. Look at it. Let's have a closer look at this shit. Where are we? Look at that. It's like the fibres are coming out. What the hell? That is as creepy as it comes. Qf64 has got something in it like no other friggin' plane has. What is it that it's spraying on us? We need to speak to this pilot. Does he know what he's doing to us? Does he do it just for money? Just to keep his job? Surely not. Surely he has a conscience. This is not a friggin' contrail, you idiots. That is freaky stuff. On a clear blue sky. It goes all the way back. How sickening is this? It's miles away. It's 39,000 feet, people. You couldn't get much higher. It's friggin' high. 3 times the height of normal clouds, this. Yeah, you can be rest assured. Give it 3 or 4 hours, there won't be a blue sky. This sky should be blue for days and days, but we'll just check it out later and see what effect this bastard has on the sky. Yeah, one last look at that creepy stuff. Goodbye. Well, there it goes, and boy was I wrong. Clear sky, no shame, Qf64. 39,000 feet does its job over the northwest of Melbourne. You piece of filthy scum. Still, it's Wednesday, 28th of December, and ANZ 175. It might do the hat trick. We've had 2 big sprays. 34,000 feet coming straight at us again. We'll check it out. Yep, right on, there she is. Fair way away, but it's doing a spray. So that's 3 today. Lovely Qf64. Singapore 298. And now the ever reliable ANZ 175, you piece of dirty scum. This flight never fails. Never fails to spray. And it's a clear blue sky. Won't be clear tomorrow after this spray. It just has to join in the party. Look at you, the dirty bastard. Yeah, people will say, oh, it's not a long trail, it's a contrail. But why is it that we know the flights that are going to spray? Why is it only these few that do this and not all the other ones that fly over? Because we know full well which ones do the spraying. It's quite simple. I don't sit out here all friggin' day and night waiting for a plane and try to capture it. We can sit on the flight radar, we know it's coming, and we go out and film it. Never fails. ANZ 175. Anyway, that'll do, just proof once again. Piece of filth, ANZ. That'll do it. Just one more. A little bit more of a close-up. See if I can see the captain smiling, knowing full well he's poisoning his own people. You could not give a fuck as long as you get paid for it, you dirty stinking bastard. Once again, how do you sleep at night? You'd love to know that your kids are breathing this shit in, and it's doing them all sorts of harm, you piece of filth, Captain there, New Zealand 175, scum. And there she goes over the top, the usual northern suburbs, Port Sunbury, Ballarat about to be hit. That was at 36,000 feet, ANZ 175.